Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is Wednesday and it's kind of an exciting day today. I have a couple of appointments downtown Toronto. I have to get blood work because I started this new medication to help with my platelet count, and they have to continuously monitor my liver because sometimes this medication can impact patients' livers. So I have to get that checked, and then also I have my physiotherapy. But the exciting part is that I am going solo. So I am taking the train and then I'm taking the subway to the hospital. So I've never done this by myself. I have done it once with a friend a couple years ago. I'm not very much an adventurous solo travel person, which is something that I do want to eventually get comfortable with. So I'm very excited to be doing this today, and I am a little nervous, not going to lie. It's all gonna work out, and I thought I would take you along on this monumentous occasion. I know I'm almost 23 years old, and that's probably old compared to a lot of people that have probably taken their first solo trip to a city younger than me, but I've had a lot of health issues. Yeah, I'm very excited because I am feeling well enough to be able to travel on my own. I've just been getting ready, packing my lunch, that kind of thing, and then I'm gonna catch the train at 10 o'clock this morning just so I have a lot of time to get there, and then also if there's delays with like the blood work and all that kind of stuff, then I won't be late to physio, which is at 2 o'clock today. I also wanted to show a very sweet gift that I got yesterday from one of my childhood friends. Her name's Maya, and we've been friends since kindergarten, so a very long time. She dropped by the other day and she brought me a couple gifts. She bought me a cookbook and these little pot holders. Then she also got me a special gift for being cancer-free. So she got me these earrings, and there's a meaning behind them. So in the card she says, "It represents all the tears you've cried. Instead of letting them drown you, they hardened you into someone who has the confidence to tackle anything. The world isn't ready for you." So I thought that was very, very sweet, and I will definitely be wearing these all the time. I'm just not going to wear them today because one, I have to change my mask multiple times when I go into the different hospitals, and two, I don't want to get jumped. So yeah, there you go.
I still need to recover from another lover. Would you be here for me? Never met your parents, not even your mother, but let's see where this leads. What should we do tonight? What if this breaks your little heart in mine? What should we do tonight? Let's just find out. Pretty blue jeans and me, running through evergreen. Pretty blue jeans and me, yeah, she's what I need.
So I just finished up with my blood work, and I found the subway, and I didn't get lost, which is really good. And now I have about 2 hours to kill. So I'm gonna go to the other hospital, eat my lunch. I brought my book, so that's good that I brought something. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired just because I used a whole bunch of stairs. I think on my way back I'm going to try and find the elevators, but overall I was able to find the right subway. That was the thing that I was concerned about, but it was right in front of my face, which is good. So yeah, let's go to the other hospital.
She's what I need. From another lover. Pretty blue dreams in me, running through evergreen, running through evergreen, running through dreams in me. Yeah, she's what I need.
It is now the next day, and I got home yesterday and I was pretty tired when I got home, so I didn't update, but I am home and the train ride was pretty good, and yeah, I'm feeling very accomplished. I know to most people probably traveling on their own on the train to the city, whether that be Toronto or whatever, probably seems like counterintuitive or like second nature at this point, but for me it's a pretty big deal because I was actually reflecting on my walk outside of the hospital and I saw the street that we, in the summer, that we used to walk up to get to the hospital for my radiation treatments. And at that point I was using a walker every day. It would take me twice as long to get to the hospital with the walker because I would be walking slow, and then I also had to take small little breaks after like 5 minutes of walking. So the fact that I could do all of that on my own yesterday, going on the train, going on the subway, and then actually walking to the hospitals, because I had to go to 2 hospitals yesterday, that's a pretty big deal for me. And I have an Apple Watch, I'm not wearing it right now, but I checked the steps that I did and it was like over 5,000 steps, which again doesn't sound like a lot to most people. I know like a lot of people say like do like 10,000 steps, but for me that is a lot. Like I don't know the last time I actually would have walked that much. So the fact that I was able to do it and I didn't really have to sit down and rest, which was another milestone, because usually if I walk that far I have to sit and rest, but I didn't have to. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty accomplished and proud of myself, and like I mentioned, I didn't get lost. I was a little nervous about the subway just because I've never taken the subway on my own and I'm not the best person with like directions when it comes to like street names and just all that kind of stuff, and like north, west, east, south, that kind of thing, but I figured it out. The maps in the subway station are very helpful, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Today I am actually home by myself. My nanny actually went to go visit her sister. I have the house to myself, I have the car, so I might go grocery shopping. I'm kind of feeling a little tired, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna wait till later, but again, I don't really want to push myself too hard, because that was another thing too, is I made it all the way to hospitals, and then on top of that I did like almost an hour of exercise because one of my appointments was physiotherapy. So I did a lot of exercise, for me anyways, yesterday. So yeah, I just gotta take it 1 hour at a time and see how I feel. But the weather's not very nice. It's very, very gloomy today, which kind of makes me feel icky, but we're gonna feel better. This is the weather we're dealing with today, so very, very gloomy. It's making my office look very, very dark. I'd also give you a quick reading update, since I haven't really updated on what I've been reading and what I've read. Since the last time I've updated, I've read 2 books. So I finished the third book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. So this is A Court of Wings and Runes, and this one is 700 pages. So this one took me quite a while to finish, but I did finish it. This one I would say wasn't my favorite. I would still say the second one is my favorite, but it was still good. And then usually I read 2 books at the same time. So I read a fiction book and then I read a non-fiction book, just because I find I'm a mood reader. So if I'm not really in the mood to read a fiction, then I'll pick up the non-fiction. And also when I go to the hospitals, I don't want to bring like a huge book like that one, so I'll often bring like the non-fiction one. So I did finish When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal by Brianna Wiest. So as you would have seen in a couple clips ago from yesterday, I brought one of her other books, this one, The Mountain Is You, which is the one that I just started yesterday. But I finished this one. As you can see by the tabs, I really enjoyed this one. So the reason I put tabs in it was if there was a part that really stood out to me, or like I could really resonate with, and I could just easily flip back to it. But I do think I want to read this one again, just because it was so good, and I think I read this at like the perfect time, and I think I could read it multiple times is what I'm saying, and get something new out of it, I guess. So yeah, this one was really good. I do recommend this one, and I do want to get her other one. I think it's called 101 Essays That'll Change the Way You Think. And I just started The Mountain Is You yesterday, so I'm only like a chapter or so. And actually right now I'm reading 3 books. So I also started this other non-fiction book. It's called Your Story, How to Write It So Others Will Want to Read It. So I do eventually want to write a book, and one of my mom's friends actually gifted this to me for my birthday last year. So I'm making my way through this. It's just kind of a book that gives you tips on how to write a memoir. And my fiction book right now is All's Well by Mona Awad, which one of you actually sent to me, and I'm not very far. I'm on chapter 6, which is page 75. So this one's been taking me a little bit longer to read, just because I find the pacing a bit slow, but the writing is so good, and it's like witty, so it's really funny. And what I'm also really liking about this book is the main character. She is experiencing this chronic pain, and nobody's able to like figure it out, give her a diagnosis, and a lot of people in her life think that it's like in her head and that kind of thing. And I've never seen representation of invisible illness like in this book, in like a fiction setting, because unfortunately a lot of people, myself included, do go through a lot to get a diagnosis, and sometimes there's people that don't believe you, and it's not a simple diagnosis, if that makes sense. So I'm finding in some parts I am relating to this main character, which is awesome, and I'm glad that there's a book that has this representation in it. So yeah, it's starting to get good. I just found like the first part was a little bit slow, but yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. So those are all the books that I've read recently and that I'm reading currently. Lots of good books. Hello. So it's actually about a week later. I decided to take a week off because I just felt like I needed it. I've been doing some things behind the scenes trying to figure out my life, so I felt like I just needed a week off. So that's where I was last week. But I just wanted to update this video and tell you what I did on the weekend, last weekend, because I actually did some fun things with my mom. So as I mentioned, my nanny was away visiting her sister. My mom and I decided to go on a little day trip on the Saturday, and then we did another little day trip on the Sunday. The plan on the Saturday was we went to this second-hand bookstore, so it's a couple towns over, and this second-hand bookstore actually has a lot better prices, and I picked up a couple of books, so I thought I would just show you the books that I got. I ended up getting 5 books. I got one for my nanny, and then one of them my mom picked out. So I think we're all just gonna read them all. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first one I have here is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. And this one I've heard a lot of good things about, and I think there's also a movie for this one as well, so if I like it, maybe I'll watch the movie afterward. And then this is the one that my mom picked up, and actually it's the same author of another book that I picked up last month when we went to a different secondhand bookstore. So this one is called The Girls in the Garden by Lisa Jewell. I picked up Then She Was Gone, I believe it's called, by Lisa Jewell, and actually my nanny has already read that one and she couldn't put it down, so my mom picked this one out, so I'm really interested to read this one as well. And then the next one I got this one just kind of out of a whim. So this one's called Out of Warranty by Haywood Smith. And this one also has a main character who's dealing with chronic illness, which is what intrigued me. And then it's also kind of like a romance too. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I haven't really heard much about this one, but like I said, the premise of this book intrigued me. And then the book that I got for my nanny, so I've been trying to, whenever I go to these bookstores, I've been trying to track down new books that my nanny hasn't read from this author. I think her most popular book is called The Perfect Couple, and my nanny read that and she loved it. And then there was a couple other ones that we had gotten from these bookstores and she really liked them, so whenever I go, I try and see if they have other books by this author that she hasn't read. And I still haven't read The Perfect Couple, but I do want to read that, I think, in the summer, because I feel like it's more of like a summer sort of book. But anyways, this one, so the author's Ellen Hilderbrand, and this one's called Golden Girl. So I just thought this one sounded good, and I'm also interested in reading this too. This author writes a lot of beach reads, that's why I'm like kind of waiting for the summer to read her books, but my nanny's been reading them and she really enjoys them. And the last book that I got, it was actually on my Amazon wish list, so when I saw it I thought, okay, I have to get it. So this is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, and I actually found out about this book because they're coming out with a movie. I don't know if it's already out. I think it might already be out, but I wanted to read the book before I saw the movie, and I saw the movie trailer and it just looked really good. So yeah, I want to read the book first and then watch the movie. So those are all the books that I got. So we went to the bookstore and then we got some lunch and we got some gluten-free and dairy-free desserts, which we ate and we shared. So then we also went to this shoe store. It's kind of like an outlet store, and I actually got 2 pairs of shoes. I don't remember the last time I bought a pair of shoes. I think it must have been before the pandemic, so I've been in need of some business casual shoes because when I go back to school, I'm going to be working, doing like little shifts in the clinic, shadowing like the naturopathic doctors, so I wanted some comfy shoes for that were also nice. So I got 2 pairs of shoes. So I'll do a little try on of these, but the first pair, these were originally $100 and I got them for $10, and they are these pink kind of loafer, half loafer style shoes, and I've always wanted a pair of shoes like this, but I never could find any that were like comfortable. But when I tried these on, they were really comfortable and I just really like the color. I think it's just something really different, so I want to try and find like maybe a pink cardigan or something like that to wear with these. But I'm very happy I found these ones. And then the other pair, they kind of look like running shoes, but more sophisticated running shoes. And I thought this would be good if I'm like on my feet all day, because these ones were also like super comfortable. So this is what they look like, and they got like laces, and they got a little bit of a heel to it, but I just thought that these would be very practical, and they also look super cute as well. So those are the two pairs of shoes that I got. This pair actually was originally $120 and I got them for $30, so really great deal. And then on Sunday we went to another like little town and we just window shopped around, and we then also went to this new vegan fast food restaurant. And again, I'm not vegan, but I do eat gluten and dairy free, and usually a lot of vegan options are gluten free, but they are definitely dairy free, so we wanted to try that out anyways. So I got a Caesar salad and my mom got a poutine, and then we split them both. And then I got a orange creamsicle milkshake and my mom got a chocolate milkshake. So that was really delicious, and that was our weekend. And then this week I've just been doing, like I said, some things like behind the scenes and just trying to figure out life. And I think I'm gonna do a bit of a life update in the next vlog or so. But yeah, just really trying to transition myself back into the real world. And I think in another video I do want to talk about survivorship and that kind of thing, because I don't think it's really talked about that much, the difficulties of like the transition right after treatment. So I think I'm going to end off this video here. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be filming some more of my cancer experience videos and more vlogs like this one, so please subscribe, it really helps me out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.